Welcome, students, to our Hebrew class again. And as you can see, we're going through the book of John in Hebrew, and we are up to chapter 3. So today we will be dealing with chapter 3, verses 1 to 4. So let us begin. And first, we have, again, as usual, the Nikud valve markings, how to appropriate them, and also these great resources which will help you undoubtedly. So let us begin, and we come to Aleph, which we know is the first letter of the alphabet, remembering that every letter has a numerical value. So that's how we get 1. And let us go through the letters. Vav, Vayet, Pei, because of the dagesh there, Resh, Vav, Shin, Yod, Mem Sofit, Aleph, Yod, Shin, Nun, Kuf, Dalet, Yod, Mem, Vav, Nun Sofit, Shin, Mem, and Vav. Remembering that this Vav is said as an U, that's the vowel sound. Same with that one. And then we have this one with a cholam above it. It is said as an O. So it becomes Mo. And this is the same. So let's read it. U va perushim. And within the perushim, or in the perushim, the Pharisees, Ish, a man, Naqdimon, Naqdimon or Nicodemus, Shemo, his name, with the pronoun on the end, as we often find. And among the Pharisees, there was a man named Nicodemus. And I've given you the root of Pharisee, the perush, as an adjective or noun. It means ascetic, seclusive, or chaste. And you could also say like separated. So now we also read it. Uva perushim. Ish Naqdimon Shemo. And of course the translation, and within the perushim, a man, Naqdimon, his name. And now we come to part B, and we can see we've got a Kuf, Zade, Yod, Nun Sofit. Hey, Yod, Hey, Vav, Dalet, Yod, Mem Sofit. And we read it. Ketzin. It means ruler, and I've added of. So if we look down here, we've got Katzin is a masculine noun for officer, leader, ruler, or overseer. So we read here, Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. Right? Because we know that Ha-Yehudim means Jews, or Yehudim. So let us read that. Ketzin Ha-Yehudim. And the translation, ruler of the Yehudim. And now we come to 2, represented with a Vayet, which is the second letter of the alphabet. And we go Vav, Yod, Vayet, Aleph. Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Hey, Vav, Shin, Ayin, Lamed, Yod, Lamed, Hey, Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Vav, Resh, Bayet, Yod. And we read it. Vayavo. And he came, remembering that where there's no pronoun, we always insert he. And he came. And because we got a prefix, the Vav and the Yod, the Vav changes the tense. So because, and he came, it's a completed action. El to Yahushua, to Yahusha, Lila. It means by night. Well, it means night, but in context, we add by night. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Rabbi, which is translated normally as rabbi, Nicodemus came to Yeshua at night and said to him, Rabbi or Rabbi. And I've given you vo is the verb to come. Yavo, it means will come or shall come. And the vav changes the tense to came. Just explaining how they use the prefixes. And then we have, just out of interest, layil, which is a masculine noun, a literary term for night also. And then we have lot, a plural form meaning nights, with the ot on the end is the plural form. Then we have rav, which is, as an adjective, it means much, great, important, honorable. So we understand that Rabbi, it literally means my great one. And so now we can read that. Vayavo el Yahushua Laila va yomer elev Rabbi. And he came to Yahushua by night, and he said to him, Rabbi, Rabbi. And we have 2b, and we have Yod, Dalet, Ayin, Nun, Vav. Kaf, Yod, Aleph, Tav, He, Mem, Vav, Resh, He, Mem, Aleph, Tav, Aleph, Lamed, He, Yod, Mem, Sofit, Bet, Aleph, Tav. So let's read that. Yada, Nu, Yada, Nu. We know, because we know that Yada means to know, and the Nu is a pronoun, which is we. So we know, ki, which can mean that, ata, you, more, a teacher. If we look down here, more as a masculine noun means instructor, educator, teacher. And it is me'et, which is literally from with a grammar marker, followed by Elohim, ba-ta, you come. So the tav at the end is you, and ba means to come, or you could say even came. You came. You come. Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher, come from Elohim. That's the translation. I've also given you morah, which in a verb form, it means to instruct, to point out, to indicate. And then I've also given you this, me'et, which was the word we had up, preposition, from or by, and it has the grammar marker in it. Right, so now we can read that. And it is, Yadanu ki ata moreh me'et Elohim bata. With the translation being, we know that you, a teacher from grammar marker Elohim, you come. Now, of course, the English we understand a bit better. Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from Elohim. So in Hebrew, it often turns the sentence around a bit, but we get used to that. And part C, we've got a kaf, yod, lamed, aleph, yod, vav, kaf, lamed, aleph, yod, shin, lamed, ayin, sin this time, because the dot's on that side, vav, tav, he, aleph, tav, vav, tav, aleph, shin, resh. And now let's read it. Ki, for, lo, not, yukal, shall be able. Now if we look down here, we've got yakal is a verb to be able, to be allowed. The vav replaces the yod of the root. So we can see here, rather than have 2 yods, they've changed that one to a vav. So it becomes yukal, and it means shall be able. Ish, a man, la'asot, to do, because it comes from asa, but it's a construct form. Ha'otot, meaning the signs. Ashir, that. For no one can do these signs that. Now I've given you, of course, asa, which is a cover to do, to make, to produce, to work, to act. And I've given you the singular form here of ot, which is singular, masculine singular, for omen, sign, or indication. Right, so now we can read that one as well. And it is ki lo yukal ish la asot ha'otot ashir. And of course the translation, for not shall be able a man to do the signs that. So now we change and we come to 2D and we have an aleph, a tav, a hey, an ayin, sin, hey, bet, lamed, tav, yod, aleph, mem sofit, hey, aleph, lamed, hey, yod, mem sofit, ayin, mem, vav. And we read it, ata, which is you. Now I've added ah so it flows a bit better. You are, oh, say, doing. Now mostly they'll translate you do. But this looks like a participle. So it's like doing. So I've added ah, you are doing. Bilti, which is only. If we look down here, bilti as an adverb means only, nothing else, except, not, without. So you could put except as well. Except or only, and then im, which is if, ha Elohim, the Elohim. Now, that's an interesting one because im is, as a conjunction means if, but when it's em, it looks similar, but it's got different vowel marking. Em is a feminine noun meaning mother. And then another im, which is spelt different, as you see here, it's an ayin, is a prep for with, together, or by, just so we don't get confused. And then we got immo. So as you can see, the im there is the exact one we got down here. So it means with him. The vav at the end. Where the cholam is him. That you do unless Elohim is with him. Right, so now we can read that. Ata, ose, bilti, im, ha Elohim, imo. And the translation, you were doing only if the Elohim with him. So now we come to 3, and it's represented with a gimel, the third letter of the alphabet. And then we have a vav, yod, ayin, nun, sofit. Yod, hey, vav, shin, ayin, and there should be a dot up here. Vav, yod, aleph, mem, resh, aleph, lamed, yod, vav. Aleph, mem, nun, sofit, aleph, mem, nun, sofit. And we have Vaya'an. And he answered again, he, because there's no pronoun there. Yahushua, or Yahusha. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Amen. Truly, Amen. Truly. So truly, truly. So we read down here, Yeshua answered and said to him, most assuredly. And then we have Amen. It's an interjection. So be it, surely, truly. That's what Amen means. So let's read that. Vaya'an, Yahushua, Vayomer, Elev. Amen. Amen. He answered, Yahusha, and he said unto him, truly, truly. And part B, we got an aleph, a nun, a yod. An aleph, mem, resh, lamed, kaf sofit. Aleph, mem sofit, lamed, aleph, yod, vav, lamed, dalet. Aleph, yod, shin, mem, lamed, mem, ayin, lamed, hey. So let's read it. Ani, And I've translated as are. It can be I or I am because the next one looks like a participle with the cholam. Omer, saying. So I've put it, I am saying. Lak, meaning to you. The lamed is to. Im lo, if not. Yi va led, shall be born. So therefore the prefix is the yod, and you discover that this would have been a yod, but it was changed to a vav. So if we look down here, the root is yalad, which is the kol verb to give birth, to be born. The vav replaces the yod of the root. And then we have yulad, which is a verb to be delivered, to be born. And then yeled, a masculine noun. As a masculine noun, it can mean son, boy, child, or kid, right? And then we have ish, a man. Milmala, milmala, the mem in front, from above. Now, what's the root? It's ma'al, which is a prep, above, on top of, from the top. So basically we just say from above. I say to you, unless one is born from above. Okay, now we can read that one, which is Ani Omer Lak Im Lo Yi Va Led Ish Mil Ma La. I am saying to you, if not, shall be born a man from above. And we have Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Vav, Kaf, Lamed. Lamed, Resh, Aleph, Vav, Taf. Aleph, Tav, Mem, Lamed, Kaf, Vav, Taf. Hey, Aleph, Lamed, Hey, Yod, Mem, Safit. And we read it. Lo, not. You call, he shall be able. Lirot, meaning to see. Et, grammar marker. Malkut, the kingdom. So the grammar marker, the kingdom of Ha-Elohim, the Elohim. He shall not be able to see the kingdom of Elohim. And again, I've given you your kol, which is a kol verb to be able, to be possible, could have. And I've given you ra'ah as a kol verb to see, to perceive, to understand. All right, so now we can read that. Lo yukal lirot et malkut ha Elohim. Not he shall be able to see, should be grammar marker, the kingdom of the Elohim. And now we come to 4, represented with the dalet, being the 4th letter of the alphabet. Now we have Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Vav, Nun, Kuf, Dalet, Mem, Vav, Nun, Sofit, Aleph, Yod, Kaf, Sofit, Yod, Vav, Lamed, Dalet, Aleph, Dalet, Mem, Sofit, Vav, Hey, Vav, Aleph. And now let's read. Va-yo-mer. Again, no pronoun, and he said, Elev, to him, or unto him. Naqdimon, Nicodemus. Ache, which is how. Yivaled, shall be born. Adam, a man. Vehu, and he. So in English, and Nicodemus said to him, that's Yeshua, how can a man be born when he? And I've given you yulad, which is a verb to be delivered, which is like saying to be born, a baby. And then we've got nolad, which is a verb to be born, to come to be. The nifo verb stem is a perfect form. And then we've got valad, which as a masculine noun means young of animals, offspring, or a fetus of a human. Talmudic, it means offspring, both of animal or human. And then we got Yalad, which is a col verb to give birth. So I'm giving you all these variations just so that you recognize how they use them in certain cases. So now we can read that. And it is Vayomer Elev Naqdimon Eik Yivaled Adam Vehu. And the translation, and he said to him, Naqdimon, how shall be born a man? And he. And now we have part B, and we have a Zion, Kuf, Nun Sofit, Hey, Yod, Vav, Kaf, Lamed, Lamed, Shin, Vav, Veyet, Aleph, Lamed, Bayet, Tet, Nun Sofit, Aleph, Mem, Vav, Vav, Yod, Vav, Lamed, Dalet. Zaken. Now we know Zaken means elder, but this is an adjective, so then it means old. Right? Because it's, if we remember that it was previously when he, and then we got Zaken, old, when he is old, we could say, right? Ha yukal, now the hey is a questioning hey, will he, because there's no pronoun, be able? So I've given you this questioning hey in the front. La shuv, meaning to return. L2 bet-ten, the womb of. So if we looked at it, bet-ten as a feminine noun, it can mean abdomen, belly, interior, bowels, and I've also added womb. Because another word for womb is rechem, which is a masculine noun meaning womb or uterus. And interesting that rechem is a pure verb to pity, to have mercy. So it looks very similar, but different. And then we've got imo, his mother. In this case, im means actually mother, not as we had it before. So his mother. Ve'yivaled. Again, we've got the vav with shva under it does not change the tense. So it literally means shall be born, and shall be born, and be born, or shall be born. Right? So when he is old, is he able to return to his mother's womb and be born? And so we have the opportunity to read it again, and we get Zaken. Ha yukal, la shuv, el beten, imo, ve'yivaled. Old, will he be able to return to the womb of his mother and be born? And now that we come to the end of 4, we now have the revision. Hopefully, we remember some of this, we've got understanding, and we're going to go through it. First, we know that the Aleph has a value of 1. So we're in verse 1. Uva Perishim, and the Pharisees, and in the Pharisees, or among, Ish a man, Naqdimon, Nicodemus, Shemo, his name. So the translation, and within the Parashim, the Pharisees, a man, Naqdimon, Nicodemus, his name. Ketzin, a ruler, ha-Yehudim, of the Jews. Ruler of the Yehudim. And then we have a Veit, which we know has a value of 2. So we go Va-Ya-Vo. And he came. L2 Yahushua. Laila, which means night. So we add by night. Vayomer. And he said, Elev, unto him, Rabbi, which is translated as rabbi. And he came to Yahushua by night, and he said to him, Rabbi. And now we come to part B of 2, and we read it. Yadanu. We know. Ki that. Ata you. More a teacher. Me'et from Elohim. Bata you came. Or you have come. All right. We know that you, a teacher from Grandmaker Elohim, you come. Or you have come. Ki for lo not you call, he shall be able, ish a man, la asot to do, ha otot the signs, plural, asher that. For not shall be able a man to do the signs that. Ata you, or you are, ose doing. Bilti can mean except or only, im if ha Elohim, imo with him. You are doing except if the Elohim with him. We have a Gimel, we're in verse 3. Vaya'an, and he answered, Yahushua, Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Amen, truly, Amen, truly. And he answered, Yahushua, and he said to him, truly, truly, Ani, I am Omer, saying, luck to you, im lo, if not, ye va led, he shall be born, ish a man, mil ma la, from above. I'm saying to you, if not shall be born a man from above, lo not, you call, he shall be able, lirot, to see, and that's a construct. Well, it's not really construct, it's actually plurality form. To see et Malkut, the kingdom, ha Elohim, of Elohim. Not he shall be able to see, grammar marker, the kingdom of the Elohim. And then we have Dalet, we know we're in verse 4. Va yomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Naqdimon, Nicodemus, Ake, how ye valed shall be born, Adam, a man, vehu, and he. And he said to him, Naqdimon, how shall be born a man, and he, Zaken, and that's an adjective meaning old, ha you call, and that's a questioning hay, will he be able, la shuv, to return, el to beten, the womb, imo, of his mother, ve valed, and be born, and shall be born, basically. Old, will he be able to return to the womb of his mother and be born? And so we come to the end of 4, and now we're looking again at the vowel markings. So let us remember these. That a kamatz is like a longer A sound. That's why it's kamatz. Whereas this one's a short one, pa-tuk. So we can hear the short sound. Then we have zere, so that's like a held E sound, ze. And then we have sego, which is a short E. Then we have shava, which is either a short E sound after the letter or none, depending on whether it's the end of the syllable or it's the beginning of one. That breaks up the word into syllables. That's why I use color coding so that you can see that. And then we have a cholam. So that's the sound of the vav, is the O. Very rarely do we get vo with the cholam above it. Only when we get something like commandments. Mitzvo. It's mitzvo, right? So that's the only time. Very rarely do we see that. It usually replaces the vav to give the O sound. And then we have a combination, shava and kamatz. It's called a kataf kamatz. This is called a kataf patak. This is called a chirik. It's the I sound. This is a kataf segol. This is a kubutz, and we can hear the U sound is longer. And this is called shuruk, and we can hear it's a shorter U sound. This is just to help you when we're actually pronouncing them, because some vowels are longer, some are shorter. And finally, we come to the actual chart with the great resources that we use. And we do pray that you use them as well. So let us just look at a few of these, right? So we're going to choose to go backwards a bit. We know that Zadeh is value of 90, Pei 80, Ayin 70, Samek 60, Nun 50, Mem 40, Lamed 30, Kaf 20, Yod 10, Tet 9, Chet 8, and Zion 7. So we're just going through them because we want to get it really solidly embedded in our minds. And when we see the letter at the beginning of a verse, we straight away know what verse it is. And of course, there's combinations as well that we've got to understand. And we see that as we go along. So we just pray that you are blessed by going through these lessons. We prepare them every week in order for those who are new to learn that Hebrew in the easiest possible way we can give it to you. But also we have revision at the end of each chapter for those that are more accustomed to it, so that we go through it and translate it as well. So we just pray that you are blessed in Yeshua, our Messiah and our King, and may you have a blessed week. Amen.